Hi again, YouTube. It's Justin. I'm later coming out with this video than I wanted to be. I let myself get sidetracked with a wide range of things that I was wanting to either read or watch, plus I've also been busy with doing a couple jobs recently. Happy 4th of July to everybody. In this video, I was wanting to express my thoughts on The Incredibles 2 movie. I saw it in theaters a couple of weeks ago with my beautiful fiancé and wanted to get this out before I saw the next thing I plan on talking about later, which is Ant-Man and the Wasp. I thought it was interesting that Pixar included a special message at the beginning where the actors addressed the fact that it's been such a long time between this movie and the original that came out in 2004. They told us going in that it would prove worth the wait, and overall I agree with that. And also before the main movie started, we got to see an animated short called Bao, spelled B-A-O, which was a bizarre but oddly sweet few minutes of seeing a young Chinese boy develop a bond with a dumpling he was preparing to have for dinner. But suddenly out of nowhere it comes to life and starts crying like a baby. Then we go through the turbulence of seeing it become a boy dumpling and then a young man dumpling who wants to leave the nest. Overall, it was pretty good, but I wouldn't say it was the best short that Pixar's ever made. As for the movie itself, starting off with more of the Underminer I thought was really good. John Ratzenberger's voice is always a win in my opinion. It is a little lame, though, that after so many years of just assuming that the Pars were going to win the fight because they were all going to go at him as a family, that they ended up not being able to capture him at the end. Later on, we get to meet the brother and sister business owners, Winston and Evelyn. It was pretty obvious from the beginning that at least one of these two would be the villain this time around, though it was less telegraphed than with Buddy in the first movie. There's a video on Screen Rant where they did a mock pitch meeting about the movie and point out that the woman's name, Evelyn Dever, is a play on the phrase evil endeavor, which I honestly didn't catch when I was watching. I feel like they did a better job this time around of making the villain someone you can better empathize with, wanting to disgrace superheroes because she blames them for having failed to protect her parents and accidentally causing their deaths. As for other parts of the movie, the missions Elastigirl went on to try and stop Screenslaver were pretty epic. They made good use of the new motorcycle that they gave her near the beginning of the movie, even though you could tell right away that the guy she defeated and turned into the police wasn't the real villain. It was still pretty impressive seeing her fighting skills in action like that. And as for the domestic side, once it was determined that Helen would be the one to go out and into the field and start trying to win the general public over, it was fun watching Bob take on the role of primary caregiver with the kids back home, or at least that big house they were all borrowing. I feel like they actually did well in reversing the mom and dad's roles without making it feel like some liberal lifting up a woman by tearing down a man agenda. Bob's side of the story seemed really heartfelt, and there was really great humor, especially with baby Jack's powers starting to become known to everyone else. You also really start to root for Bob as he goes from being beat down to getting his second win taking care of the kids. Edna was, of course, a boss like before. It was funny seeing her at first become repulsed by the idea of looking after Jack, only to then turn right around and see it as a chance to study his budding powers and make a new super outfit accordingly for him. And as for the kids, I liked watching Violet deal with her angst of having to figure out how to progress with Tony after his memory got wiped at the beginning of everything. There was a lot of anger issues there. It was particularly funny watching her try to renounce all superhero dumb by destroying her supersuit in the sink disposal, only to no avail. I'm glad that she worked through her problems and hope that her date actually goes through this time around. Regarding her time in the fight, she did really well with taking down that lesser-known hero Void when she was under the hypnotic effect of the goggles. I couldn't help wondering why she didn't take the goggles off of Void when she was unconscious. She knew about the hypno effect, and getting rid of the hypnotizing device would have probably been pretty helpful down the road. I don't have a lot of thoughts on Dash. He had a lot of likable, rambunctious activity like before in the first movie, and feel that the new kid who did his voice, Huck Milner, did a really good job. He sounds pretty much the same as Spencer Fox did when he voiced the character in the first movie a long time ago. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As for other details, the minor characters who felt coaxed into coming out of hiding with Elastigirl's new success in the media, they were pretty fun to watch. I especially liked Void because her ability to open up portals and teleport people to where they needed to be was pretty interesting. And overall I thought this was a really solid movie, and if you liked it too and want to leave a thought, feel free to say something in the comments section below, and maybe leave me a like before you leave. And I'll be back with another video after I've had a chance to go see Ant-Man in a few days, and until then, I hope you're all having a really good summer. Thanks for watching, and bye.